Why Wisconsin? We're going to ask one of the 2025 commits why they picked Wisconsin and get a little insight into his game on today's Locked On Badgers.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, Badger fans? Welcome to a special episode of Locked On Badgers. On today's show, we are bringing in Remington Moss, 2025 commit coming out of Virginia. And let's just get Remington on. Let's just jump right in. Thank you so much for joining the show, man. I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah, no problem. I've been looking forward to it too.
So I want to start here. How does it feel when people say Remington Moss, Wisconsin Badgers commit?
It's definitely something different because not a lot of people from my state even go like up north towards Wisconsin. Like it's definitely a far trip and it's definitely something different.
Well, I want to start with your game. Let's talk about your game. So 6'1", you're listed at 6'2" or 6'1", depending on the site, about 180 pounds. How is that pretty accurate still?
Yeah.
Okay, so offers from a ton of schools: Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Penn State, Pittsburgh. So a really good offer list. How would you describe your game?
I would describe myself as like a physical, like technical DB and versatile. I could play corner, I can play safety. I can roll down. Shoot, if I really needed to, I could, put on some weight and get in the box. So I definitely like I definitely consider myself versatile.
Where do you? And this leads into a question. Actually, I was going to get into this later, but you kind of bringing it in. This is from Justin. He asks, "What position does the staff see you in?"
Uh, Coach Hitch told me straight up. They was like if anybody's telling you, um, if anybody's telling you what you should be playing, like corner safety, and just sticking you to one automatically, like I'm so young, they're just lying. So like, they didn't say yet, but I'm just trying to get on the field. So wherever I'm needed is where I'll be playing.
No, that's a great answer. But is there a spot where you feel most comfortable on defense right now?
A spot I feel most comfortable. I say like corner nickel, like that's definitely I feel more comfortable, because I'm just playing man or just dropping zone. It's like it's very easy to. I'm used to playing a lot of man now, so and we run a lot of man in my school. It's like so definitely corner nickel.
And then when you're playing corner, because the film, unfortunately, we had a technical issue, so we couldn't get your film up. We're going to do that in another show. But the film is incredibly impressive, and there's a lot of press corner, a lot of physical corner. Is that the type of style that you like to play? Kind of a physical, in your face. I mean, your coach said you take things personally, which I absolutely love.
Oh yes, sir. I love to be physical. I definitely love to compete. Like that's what he means by take things personally. Like it'll be one mistake, one mess up. I know it's not perfect, so I know I got to get better at it and perfect my craft. Because I'm only in high school. I got so much ways to go. So why
Well,
not just
oh
what's
no,
the?
sorry. Go ahead, finish. Yeah, sorry.
Now just saying like why not just keep trying to better myself.
Well, and that's where I wanted to ask next. So coming into your junior season, what is your goal this year for your game? Like, how are you trying to get better? How are you leveling up?
Leveling up, I want to level up by having no touchdowns allowed. I still want to lead. I want to lead in INTs and PBUs, but I know like we got a lot more DBs now, so leading in INTs and PBUs, I might have to just choose one, and hopefully I'm leading in one at least. But I definitely want to allow no touchdowns the whole year and get a state ring.
Well, you had 5 picks last year. What's your favorite pick? Is there an interception you think back on that flipped the game, or there's a receiver that you shut up?
That flipped the game. That flipped the game. I have to say my pick against Paul the 6th. Like it was a switch call. Like me and my corner. I was in a nickel and we switched, and I told him it was a wheel and he knew it was about to be a slant coming. So I just jumped the slant and I got tackled. But my favorite pick was when I got that pick six from safety because I just seen it. I had seen it on film all week and they was running it all game. And when I finally got back there, I was like, I told my nickel on the other side, I was like, Like I don't care what happens. Like I'll take the blame for this, but I'm about to go get that one. So
What does that feel like for those of us who have never had a pick six? So as you're running towards what does that feel in your head? How long does that feeling last?
no, it definitely lasts because the whole sideline hype. Everybody's hyped off a pick six. Everybody appreciates a good pick six, so it's definitely a great feeling. But you gotta get right back on defense. So hopefully it's not too long of a pick six. Like if it's a 100-yard pick six, you're definitely gonna be tired. But no, it's definitely a great feeling.
I want to talk to you about the work you put into your craft because you've already mentioned it. Watching film, I think a lot of people don't realize at the high school level that's something that you're really doing a lot of. How much work do you put into preparation for your game?
I put in a lot of work. I think like a lot of people in high school they don't know like that you need to stretch, you need to watch film, you need to hydrate like a lot. But I say like especially last year, my brother always made sure like especially if I got an injury, like I'm lifting on my like say I have a hamstring injury, I'm lifting doing RDOs throughout the whole week. I'm stretching, making sure my muscles aren't tight from practice so I don't pull anything. I'm doing some yoga and just watching a lot of film. So you already know what's coming at you. So when you're in a game, you already visualize yourself making that play. And so when you make that play, it shouldn't be nothing too hard.
Talk to me. We talked about corner, hands, interceptions. You're also a pretty physical player coming up and supporting the run. Um, yeah, where does that come from? That physicality? Because a lot of defensive backs don't like to hit.
Yeah, they don't, but I mean, it's weird because I think it definitely came from I used to play D line, like I used to play DN when I was like in youth league, and like I play outside linebacker, so I was always hitting, so it was never like something to shy away from. And now that like some people I hit, they don't even want to hit me, so like you see that fear in somebody's eyes, and like you going to hit them, it's a great feeling. I just like to tackle.
I I imagine that outside linebacker, man, you had a pretty wicked speed rush, right?
Oh yeah, I got the pass rush moves.
I love it. Talk to me about this one because I look at your film, right, and 6'2", 6'1", great hands, athletic. I feel like you could be a receiver as well. Like, is there ever in the back of your head, you ever wonder about that?
Oh yeah, I definitely wonder. I definitely work on it too. But we got a lot of receivers at my school, and if I do get that chance, to get some quality receiver time, it's gonna have to be next year.
That's awesome. And here's another question for you too. I always am curious, which type of players do you find are the hardest to guard? Like, is there a guy that has given you some trouble? Is it smaller, quicker backs? Is it bigger, more physical guys?
I say like faster, quicker, skinnier guys like a tall corner. I mean a tall receiver. That's what I want because I'm already tall and I know that they don't like being touched. So you get in their chest as raps. But definitely like a Tyreek Hill type of receiver. Just quick and twitchy. That's definitely that's the hardest type of receiver to guard.
Yeah, and you talked about some of your goals for coming up this year. No touchdowns allowed, getting that ring. What is your defensive back room like, and how are you kind of working as a leader, maybe as that group kind of as you get into your junior season?
Our defensive back room is looking pretty great. On the other side we got sophomore corner. He's got Division 1 offers as well. Um, we got a safety. He's a senior. But he's leading the defense kind of. He's always turning it up at practice. Got another young safety. He's gonna be nice too. So we always making sure like in practice. We pushing the offense. We pushing ourselves. Making sure that when the game comes, nobody's gonna be tired. We all gonna communicate, reroute, do what we have to do to win, so we can get this ring.
It's awesome. We're going to come back. We have to take a quick break. Come back with Remington Moss. And we're going to have him break down his game, give him some EA Sports ratings, and see where he's at, where he thinks he's at for the upcoming game that we're all excited for, that he's going to be in, which I still find amazing and incredible. We're coming back, but first, a quick break for our friends of the show, great friends of the show over at eBay Motors. And I've talked about eBay Motors a lot. And Remington would acknowledge this too. You need the right pieces for a championship team. You need the right parts for a championship team, and you need the right pieces and parts for your car. And that's what ebaymotors.com is there for. Find the right parts, the right fit, guarantee, no fumbling around. Just head to eBay Motors, eBay Guaranteed Fit. Make sure every part you need fits right the first time around. Just add your ride to my garage. Look for the green check to know the part will fit or your money back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game when you shop on eBay Motors. Or 122 million parts to choose from. You'll be back in the game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. eBay Guaranteed Fit is only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply. All right, let's get Remington back in here. Do want to say thank you to everybody tuning in, watching the show. Really, really do appreciate y'all. Let's get Remington back in. I want to shift a little bit to your recruitment. I know you went to the barbecue event. There's 11 other prospects there. Tell me what that event was like and what made it different.
Just what made it different was the energy. Just 9 in the morning, everybody just waking up, and you just come in, and the coaches are just hype. Like we walked in the facility, and they was doing the jump around. While we coming in. I got hyped too. Like my parents got hyped. I'm seeing the other players get hyped too. So, it definitely woke us up good. Um, it was we got to hear from alumni that was already there. They was talking about the times they were there. How like there's alumni what's it called, like alumni groups. Help you get jobs and stuff when you're done. They was always talking about, they talked about the city. Everybody had good things to say about the city. Like in like we could ask whatever questions we want, so it was like very truthful. We got to go around the city and do a scavenger hunt. I was with Coach Hitch, and we lost. We lost bad. We lost
Who
bad, but
you or Hitch?
what'd you say?
Whose fault was that? You or Hitch?
It was the golf cart we was in. I'm telling you, like it was the slowest golf cart I've ever been in. They gave us the slowest one, and everybody else is going past us. But it was definitely fun because I'm learning about the city. I'm bonding with the coach, and my parents are right with me. So they're having fun. They're liking it too, making sure they like it as well.
What,
And
what, what was their impression after talking to your parents after the visit? What did they think of Madison and the Badgers?
they liked it because I made sure that we stayed for about 3 days, so we got to see the city. Just being out there a lot. And after we left, we was on the way, to the airport, and I was like, what did they think? They said they loved it. And it was like when I told them about committing, it was just like, I see what you mean now. So I was, it was definitely a great experience for them.
At what point did it become clear that you wanted to commit? And was it I don't want to say an easy decision because you had a ton of really great offers, right? There's a lot of really good schools that have talked to you, but was it really clear after the visit that that was the place for you?
Yeah, for sure. Because I remember when I first got offered by the old coaching staff. It was kind of like they did me a favor because they offered me, and then like the next couple weeks they were gone. And then when the new coaching staff, it took them a little bit to get on me, but once we started talking, like April, like June, March, you know, it was just straight smooth sailing from there. And the opportunity that they're giving me, like I know about Coach Fick at Cincinnati, and that's a non-power five school. The fact that they got to playoffs in a non-power five school, like you have to be doing something different. And like Coach Fick is all about development, so I know I'm gonna be, you know, developed. I'm gonna be developed very well.
Well, I mean, even through the camera, I can see your face light up, man, when you talk about what they did at Cincinnati. How important is it to you to play for that championship, to play at that highest level?
It's very, it's I say it's pretty important because I know. I believe in myself to the ability where I know I can get on the field in college football, but it's really where I guess what's the best can I get out of it? Is it just gonna be a small bowl game, or is it gonna be playing for like a national championship? And I think this is the best opportunity to get on the field and do play for a national championship.
Love that talk. And if Badger fans are familiar with your last name, Moss, you have an interesting kind of connection to the University of Wisconsin as well. Can you talk a little bit about that and what it was like being on campus with that connection?
Oh yeah, so my cousin, he played there in the '90s. Brent Moss, he got a Rose Bowl MVP, uh, and he was my dad's first cousin. They used to hang out during the summers. He used to come down because my dad stayed in Louisiana. He used to come down to Louisiana. They used to hang out all the time. And coming on campus, like when people talk about Brent, like they're just like he was that dude kind of. So that was just cool to hear. Cool to see him on the walls. You know, cool to see that he was doing his thing here. So I know that I can come in and do my thing as well. And hopefully, it's somewhat of a legacy. Like I hopefully my name gets up there too.
That'd be awesome. All right. One of the things I want to do here is we've talked about it. EA Sports is going to be coming out with the new NCAA college football game, which I used to love. I mean, I can't wait for it. You're going to be in that game, Remington, which I think is amazing. I'm going to ask you to give yourself some EA Sports ratings. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is for cornerback or safety, whatever. It's for defensive back.
Is
Speed.
this like for right now?
Yeah. Well, for when you get to college, like where do you think? Yeah, because this will be a college game here. So when you get to college, what do you think your speed's going to be in that EA Sports game?
Like all right, freshman year, speed. I say 90, 91.
I love it. Tackling.
Tackling 80, 88.
How about hands?
Hands 83, 83.
I think you could bump that up a tick, actually. What about acceleration? How quickly you get into top speed?
Acceleration, top speed. I say 91 acceleration.
I love it, man. And then I asked you this offline, but I'm going to ask you on air too. You're going to play as yourself, right? When that game comes out.
For sure. For sure.
I love it. All right, you ready for some rapid fire questions?
I'm ready.
Okay, quick answers here. Let me pull these up. How well did you sleep the night after you committed?
I slept. I slept great. I was knocked out.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I remember that sleep.
What's the key to staying humble as a young kid with so much attention and so many offers?
Gotta have siblings, gotta have people to push you and make sure, keep you level headed and just let you know that, you know, what you've done isn't really nothing because people have done what you've done as well. It's just you gotta make yourself great. You gotta get to Wisconsin. You gotta get on the field. You gotta play great. You gotta get to the league. So that like it's definitely just staying on track.
Have you ever been ice fishing, and are you interested?
I've never been ice fishing. Well, I would definitely do it.
Yeah, you should, man. You got to try it. Worst game you've ever played?
In high school, in high
Let's go
school,
high school.
I'll
Yeah.
have to say worst game. Oh my gosh. All right, I was a JV game and I was just nervous. I let up a play and we ended up losing. Like they only scored once, but no, no, no. Yeah, that like they only ended up scoring once, but we ended up losing. So
It still sticks
it was
with you, huh?
bad. Yeah, I cried after that one. But
I love it. Any shout outs? Anybody that you want to while you're on here say, hey, shout out or thank you to?
oh yeah, I get to shout people out.
Do it. Let's go.
Wow. All right, I want to shout out, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. Uh, you know, shout out my DB coach, my recruiting coordinator. Uh, shout out my cousins at LSU, Dimitri Danielle. Shout out, uh, yeah, just shout out them. But that's all.
Love it. What are your goals when you're done at with your Wisconsin career? What do you hope to have accomplished athletically?
I hope to accomplish. I mean, there's not really a big history of DBs at Wisconsin, so hopefully I can just accomplish being, one of the top DBs to ever come out of there, hopefully. And, as long as I do that, I'm satisfied, Breaking records, breaking records isn't really, what I'm worried about because I definitely want to have a Jim Thorpe though. I want to have a Jim Thorpe. If I get a Jim Thorpe, I'll be straight. But
I
that's
love
it.
what's your comfort food? What do you turn to when you need some good food?
Comfort food. All right, so I got seafood. So I say like some crab cakes or some catfish, something like that.
All right, last question here, and again, thank you so much for your time, Remington. And if anyone's following, please follow Remington at 21 Remy 2 underscores. It's on there as well. We'll tweet it out. Actually, two more questions. That brought up the other question I had. Why number 21? How'd you end up at 21?
So I used to wear 24, and when I came to this school, they didn't have 24. So I was just like, all right, just give me 21. And it kind of looked nice. It kind of looked nice. I didn't want to at first, but I learned to appreciate it.
It looks good on you, man. And then this one's from Ryan E on the Discord. We talked about this offline a little bit. Who do you model your game after?
I modeled my game after. At first, I started watching Darrell Revis because his technique is crazy. Then Jalen Ramsey, and then like I definitely started modeling myself after Eli Ricks. Like starting like last year, because he's about the same build as me. So and he's cold. Like I've been seeing him his whole career. So definitely those three. Oh, and Derwin James.
Those are great players, man. All right, Remington, thank you so much. Last one here. Any message for Badger fans that are going to watch this?
Any message? Let's get this chip. Like let's get this chip soon.
I love it, man. He is Remington Moss. Please go follow him. Cheer along. His season's starting pretty soon out in Virginia. Remington, thank you so much for coming on, man. And next time we do it, hopefully we'll be able to get the how the film working and we can watch the film. It's really impressive, and I encourage everyone to go check that out as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, of course, man.